Even when you have a new build built, it doesn't mean that it's going to be absolutely perfect. Hey guys, I'm Jasmine. Happy New Year. I am a Tampa realtor and in Tampa, Florida, and I am doing this video to tell you why you need to get an inspection even when you're buying a new build. So I am here at an inspection for my client, which I go to all inspections because sometimes the clients can't make it and I need to be able to tell them what the inspector said and what it means. So I am here at one of the residences of my client who is buying a new build in Riverview, Florida. And I'm gonna go over some things with you guys and show you why you need to get an inspection, because even when you have a new build built, it doesn't mean that it's going to be absolutely perfect. Like, these are people that build these communities. This is a spec home. This one is, if you're not familiar with what a spec home is basically just a community that has been bought by a builder, and they build a neighborhood or a community of homes, and basically all of the homes are the same. It's already built. It's not a custom build. You don't get to like pick the cabinets and all of that kind of stuff. They have certain layouts, like maybe 3 or 4 layouts that they already have set in stone, and then you can pick from those layouts and say, oh, I want this particular home, or I want that particular home. It has a name to it. And you just pick from what they already have, basically. So today we're going to be going through, this is a 5-bedroom, 5-bedroom, 2.5 bath, and the living room, dining room, kitchen all down here. You have one of the bathrooms and bedrooms here in the front, and I'm gonna show you guys. So if you're looking behind me, and you can see like all of these different parts of tape on the walls, I'm gonna show you guys what this tape means. Let me show you what the inspector left. So here you see it says CP. CP stands for cracked paint, but CP stands for cracked paint. And so a lot of times what the builders do, they have contractors that they contract the work out to, and they come in and they paint your home. And the cracked paint, you say, well, it's a brand new home. Why is there cracked paint? Cracked paint comes because painters that are contracted out a lot of times will pour water into the paint that they're painting your house with, because they want to stretch the paint like as far as it can go. And so when you put the water in there, the water causes the paint to actually dry up when the water evaporates. And so it makes the paint dry, per se, like a drier. It doesn't have the moisture that it had before. And so then once it's placed on the wall, it becomes cracked because it gets dry. Just like if you ever paint something and you don't close the paint jar all the way, you notice the dry, cracked paint that's around the edge of the container. That's what happens. So here, let me see if I can find some. So I'm gonna turn this around so you guys can see. Okay, you guys see that up there where there is blue tape. Remember we said that blue tape with CP stands for cracked paint. And you can see those cracks up there. That should be smooth because they're supposed to put like a sealant underneath before they paint right there. And as you can see, it's cracked going along the edge. See, all of that is cracked. That needs to be filled in. Okay, so you guys see that was cracked and it needs to be filled in. And for no amount of money do I want to buy a house where things like that aren't fixed. So that's why I think it's important to let you guys know that when buying a new build, you still need an inspection. And shop around so that you can get the best price for inspectors. I don't recommend going too cheap because you want to get your money's worth. This particular inspection was done by FLBI Inspection, that's in Florida. They are freaking amazing. When I tell you that they are so thorough, like The two inspectors that I work with the most are Dustin and Jared, and they do an amazing job. They're super thorough. Like Dustin came here at 9 o'clock a.m., which was the time of the inspection. I've been in inspections with him that have lasted like over 4 hours, and not because he doesn't know his job, but because he's very, very thorough. And my clients love him, and everybody that I recommend him to, they absolutely love him and Jared because they do just a great job. They do an amazing job. So let me see. Oh, so this is something else that you want to be paying attention to. Like I said, the cracked paint on the walls. So if I turn this switch on here, you hear that fan? So the exhaust fan works, but guess what? No light. The light doesn't work. And so these are some things that might be in a new building you just don't really even pay attention to. You don't walk through and pay attention to these things. So you're like, oh, it's a new house, everything is going to just be gravy. Well, not all the time. And if you point these things out to your builder when you do your walkthrough, it's a chance that some of them, they'll just say, oh, these things are just cosmetic, but then if they're a really good builder and a good project manager and they want you to refer business to them, they'll fix these things. Okay, so I want to go upstairs and show you guys something that really, really stuck out to myself and the inspector when he showed me. It's very important that you guys pay attention to stuff like this because you don't want to get into your house and then once you're already in, you're like, hey, why is this not working? So with the HVAC system, he showed me that upstairs here, there's a return vent right here. And then you have other return vents right here and right there. So this particular return vent, the big one, he puts a stick right there and it's a napkin on the end of the stick. I wish I had it so I can show you guys. But what's supposed to happen is that there's a return vent downstairs that's big like this. And then there's a return vent upstairs that's big right here. So the HVAC, those are both hooked up to this. This is supposed to take whatever you have, the heat or the air, it's supposed to take it up through here, through the HVAC, and then send it back down through the smaller returns, which are right here. But that's not how it was working, which means that it's not working correctly, which also means that it could possibly be because the installation was wrong, which also means that the company might have to come back out and reinstall it because it's not working correctly. Because what happens is that when he put his stick up here with the napkin on it, the napkin was flapping. The napkin should not flap because no air should be coming out of this particular one. It should be sucking up. So the napkin is supposed to suck up to this one because it's supposed to suck the air up, take it through the HVAC system, and then go downstairs and push air out through the return. And then the big return vent right here that's downstairs, it's supposed to suck up again and then push out air here. So the problem that we had here is when we came upstairs, really nice and cool, all right here in this big opening where this is at because air was pushing out of there, but then no air is pushing out of the smaller return there or in the bedroom that's across. And that's a no-no. You don't want it to be really cool right here and then hot in the bedrooms or in the other areas. So that is showing you that that is installed in not a proper way. And then here, there's a sealant right here. Hold on. So right here on the HVAC system, there is some sealant that has been put here that's supposed to lock this to the HVAC. But because the HVAC was installed improperly, it's opened up the sealant because it was pushing, the air was trapped. so much until it's busted out the side. So that's no longer sealed like it's supposed to, like it's supposed to be. Hence the reason why this is so loose, because it's so much air just busting out, and it was just like flapping like this, and it's not supposed to. The air is supposed to stay inside of there, and this is supposed to be closed, you know, all the way closed to the HVAC and like completely sealed. So that's another thing. So to move into here with that like that, if you don't know to point those things out because you've never had an inspection on your new home and you're not an inspector, if you don't know to point that out, you'll just come in here and it'll be working improperly, and you'll wonder why some of your rooms are hot. Okay, back to me. You'll wonder why some of your rooms that are supposed to be air conditioned are hot, and the rooms that are supposed to be when you have the heat on, they'll still be cool, and you'll wonder why, and that's because you're not getting the proper return that you're supposed to get with your HVAC system. So let's see, everything outside was done good, so that's really good because the foundation, the roof, the stucco on the outside, all of that stuff was done properly. So that's really good. When you do, when you do a walkthrough with your project manager, who is supposed to do a walkthrough with you before you do your closing, they will have you put, tape there. They'll also put their tape for whatever they see that is not right. And then when you have an inspector come, the inspector will also add his tape, which is, this was the tape of the client, this is the tape of the builder, and that dark blue tape right there, that is the tape of the inspector. And those are just a few things that stuck out that was very important to the inspector. And that's why you need to have an inspection before buying a new construction home, because there are some things that might be missed or installed improperly, and you want to catch those things before you sign your closing papers, because once you have closed on your property, they are not going to go back and redo anything that was put in wrong. They're not going to repaint for you. If there's a banister that's wrong, they're not going to fix it because you signed. And as far as they're concerned, you put your seal on it and you said, hey, yes, this is okay, and this is how we want it. So again, that is why it is so important to get an inspection on any home, old or new, before you sign those closing papers, because you don't want to be left in the cold, literally, without any heat being able to come into your rooms because, for instance, your AC or HVAC wasn't installed properly. One more thing, let me show you something. This, I believe he said, was called a nail out. So you can see where the builder put a piece of tape right there. And it's basically like when they've nailed something into the wall and it pushed through, it pushed the nail through. So that needs to be fixed right there, because you can see and feel the nail right there. Another thing is, let me show you. All right, so you see this window ledge right here? Now, if you can see, because I'm holding my camera steady, because I can tell by the lines that's on my camera, but if you can see, this window sill goes up, it's slanted. See that? And then it goes down, like right there. I'm lining up with the lines on my camera, and then right there is slanted and it goes down. And if you can see, like, I'm trying to line it up so you guys can see it good. It like goes up, kind of like a bubble, almost in the middle there. And I'm gonna zoom in so you can see a little bit better. I don't know how well you guys can tell on camera. Let me step up a little bit, maybe that. I'm trying to get it to where you can see exactly what I see and what the inspector could see. But it's slanted, so from here it goes up, and then from there it goes like slanted down a little bit, which means that it's uneven. So they need to fix that part because it's not right. So those are just a few things that I wanted to show you guys that stuck out to the inspector and to the builder and to myself and my client when we came to do the walkthrough. And these are things that you should be looking for when doing the walkthrough on your house. Even if you don't, say for instance, you can't get an inspection. You're like, hey, it's too expensive. We've already paid the money to buy the house and now we don't want to be, or we can't pay, you know, $500 to $1,000 to get an inspection. So even if that's the case, here are some things to look for when doing your walkthrough in your new home. And then right here, you have the part of the address came off because they just put it on with glue and they didn't nail it in. So then that's another thing. You cannot close without an address. So make sure that your address is up on the house, even if they say, oh, we'll come back and we'll fix it. No, make sure that they get it fixed because you cannot close without an address. So those are just a few things that you need to know when buying a new construction home. Make sure you have an inspection. If you guys have any questions, please leave your questions down below in the comment section. I will answer anything that I can, and what I don't know the answer to, as usual, I will go to an inspector or builder or whoever the question is geared toward, and I will get the information for you. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, feel free to reach out to me. My phone number is area code 813-535-2982, and I'd love to work with you and help you on your home buying journey. Again, I'm in Tampa, Florida, and my name is Jasmine Daniels. And thank you so much for watching this video. I love you guys and I appreciate you for watching. And until next time, have a great day and be blessed. Bye, guys.